Hi, Professor. I'll introduce to you about the history of the German division and unification and about Ukrainian War from 1945 to 1990. The divided Germany began with the Berlin Declaration, marking the abolition of the German Reich and Allied occupied period on Germany on June 5, 1945, and ended with the German reunification on October 3, 1990. As a result of Nazi Germany's defeat in World War II, Germany was divided into Eastern and Western powers, losing all that it had gained in the war and ceding its eastern territories to Poland and the Soviet Union. The Cold War between the Western Allies and the Soviet Union in the East divided Germany, leaving Germans with little political voice until 1949, when two states were established. On May 23, 1949, the Federal Republic of Germany was established in the Allied occupation zone with Bonn as its capital. It consisted of two states replacing the pre-war states. The current state of Baden-Württemberg having been divided into three states until 1952. The Federal Republic of Germany declared full sovereignty on May 5, 1955. On October 7, 1949, the German Democratic Republic was established in the Soviet occupation zone with East Berlin as its capital. Germany was divided into East Germany and West Germany. The Federal Republic of Germany, also known as West Germany, was a parliamentary democracy with freedom of religion and labor under a capitalist economic system. The German Democratic Republic, also known as East Germany, was a Marxist-Leninist socialist republic ruled by the pro-Soviet Socialist Unity Party under the Soviet sphere of influence. West Germany was allied with the United States, Britain, and France. As a Western democracy with a social market economy system, West Germany enjoyed sustained economic growth, the miracle of the Rhine, from the 1950s, through support from the Allied Marshall Plan, the currency reform of June 1948, and the Korean War, which increased global demand and reduced reluctance to buy German products and became the most prosperous economy in Europe. The East German economy was controlled to meet Soviet demands while stagnating. The East German State Security Service tightly controlled daily life, and the Berlin Wall prevented people from escaping to West Germany. In the late 1980s, the reforms of Soviet leader Gorbachev, the democratization movement in Eastern Europe, and the enormous scale of escapation from the East Germany created an atmosphere of German reunification. Later, the East German government announced measures to liberalize travel, which many citizens thought would be implemented immediately, and so they rushed to the Berlin Wall, which eventually fell in 1989. The Ukrainian War, which began on February 24, 2022, when President Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine, continues to this day. The war is being waged under the pretext of demilitarization and protection of ethnic Russians in the Donbas region, and is mainly caused by NATO's eastward expansion and Russia's opposition. Russia aims to seize Luhansk and Donetsk oblasts, the pro-Russian regions of Donbas, and block Ukraine's accession to NATO, while Ukraine aims to recapture Russian-occupied territories, including Crimea, and join NATO. The two sides are currently in a stalemate, and with military and financial support, Ukraine is pushing back Russian forces in some areas. But Russia is also preparing for a long-term war and continuing to invest troops and resources. This war poses a grave threat to the peace and the stability of Europe, causing great loss of life and economic damage. So despite several countries are providing military and economic support to Ukraine, and the International Rescue Committee and the UN Refugee Agency are continuing to provide humanitarian assistance, more cooperation and support from the international is definitely needed. This time is good and valuable and meaningful time to me that knows about the long and detailed history of Germany's division and reunification, and I really hope our nation will be definitely unified like Germany in fast future. I felt sadness, pity, regretfulness about Ukrainian war, and I hope that Ukraine and Russia will reconcile as soon as possible, so Ukraine war finish and contribute to world peace. Thank you for listening my presentation.